website.
The NBL's Indigenous round continues right here at the Silver Dome, and across this season there are plenty of anticipated returns. Tonight we get to play witness to one of the biggest as Jack McVeigh returns to Tasmania for the first time. Jack, thanks so much for your time. Surely there's plenty of great memories here in Tassie. How does it feel to be back?
Nah, for sure. I mean, it's been funny because it's definitely not like a bit of X where, like, you know, I'm stalking their Instagram, like mad when they do well. It's more like a best friend where you've gone your separate ways. You know, you've moved away and you're always checking in and always cheering. And so tonight I get to battle against a lot of my best friends, and I'm looking forward to it.
Is it one of the games that we know that the Snakes need a win desperately, but is it one of those games that you just love to drop 30?
Oh, I mean, I'm a scorer at heart. I'm always hunting buckets, but always trying to win. Like that's what I'm trying to do. But scoring, that's that little extra tick. For me, it's a couple like individual matchups. I mean, me and Nick Marshall have been great friends for years. So whenever we get to play some ones, which is most of our off season, tonight we get to do it on the big stage, and I'm looking forward to that.
Well, we can't wait to see you out there. Tasmania hosts Cairns Taipans, and it starts now.
Crawford stole it away. McVeigh!
Outrageous.
Extraordinary stuff.
McVeigh from outside. Cairns another one.
Oh, here we go.
Jack McVeigh's fired up early.
McVeigh has started with energy.
Chance to be a hero for the win. It's Jack McVeigh. Jack McVeigh.
Here's the JackJumpers chance. McVeigh, 2 on the clock. Oh! Jack McVeigh, simply incredible. Jack McVeigh with the shot of his life.
Well, 2 years ago, Jack McVeigh may have been the most popular man in Tasmania as he led the JackJumpers to the NBL title as the grand final MVP. Today, he returns to the island as the Cairns Taipans' $1 million man. And on a 7-game losing streak, they need him to fire. Alongside 2018 championship winner Pete Hawley, I'm John Casey. So glad you could be with us live from the Silver Dome in Launceston as round 7 of the Hungry Jacks NBL continues with Indigenous round. Pete, welcome to you. I know it's Halloween weekend. Maybe that's why we've had some spooky results. And to be honest, I don't know what to expect from this one.
Yeah, it's a spot on case. It's great to be here. And I'll tell you what, I've had plenty of nightmares from these Cairns results so far because they have put in some bad ones. And hearing Adam Ford, the emotional sense of his press conference on Thursday, he wants to see something. He's setting the challenge, guys. We need to come out and deliver a whole lot more. We've got to care more. I think if they show up in that regard, the rest could take care of itself.
Well, I think he's coaching with one hand behind his back when you look at the depth that they don't have off the bench. I mean, they don't have a player who's really contributing off the bench, and they're 20 points off the speed led by the 2 Melbourne teams at the top. Now, Adelaide at the bottom, but they've got Bryce Cotton and their team's averaging 90 a game. So.
Spot on. That's an anomaly, isn't it? Adelaide 36ers. Ignore that and have a look at the trouble from the Cairns Taipans. No Sam Wardenberg, still out with injuries. They've had other guys who had to deal with it. McVeigh's dealt with a wrist injury as well. But they need guys to step up and play with confidence. And I do believe all of their energy, confidence is contagious. If they start well, they can continue to feed off that for a whole game.
Last year, in terms of bench scoring, it was Illawarra who won the title, averaging 37. So that's how important it is. Now, for, well, this man, JackJumpers coach Scott Roth, the loss to Perth on Wednesday night. Well, they gave up a 17-point lead in the first quarter. It's the biggest lead they've blown as a franchise in 5 years and losing by 11.
Yeah, really poor. The way they started, everybody was excited. They finally back at home, 2 on Wednesday night. They've had so many road games to begin the season, but fell apart. There was the injury concern about Will Magnay. JLA just beasted them. Everyone else stepped up for Perth as well. So now they get a chance to really bounce back, and they're going to have to do it behind this guy who's been terrific, Bryce Hamilton.
Top 10 in the league in scoring, and of course, look, he was dynamite on Wednesday night, wasn't he? 26 on 11 of 15 shooting. He's so crafty.
If you're not a Tassie fan, he's every fan's second favourite player because he just does it in so many different ways. He's bigger than a lot of his defenders, and I tell you what, I know it doesn't go with the JackJumpers flow on offense, but if they give him the ball and say, get buckets tonight, Cairns have absolutely no one who can stop him.
Joining us tonight, courtside, Kelsey Brown, welcome to you.
Great to be here, guys. Yes, the Silver Dome isn't a happy hunting ground for the Tassie JackJumpers, as you can see there. Of their last 8 games in this stadium. They've only walked away with 2 wins, but there is good news for the Jackies. That man on the right there, Captain Will Magnay, he did have that injury scare like Pete said, but he also is back tonight. And I was up on the concourse when that got announced and dropped on socials, and the audible excitement was great to see from the fans.
Yeah, it's going to be a good battle tonight with Marcus Lee. No change to the Tassie starting 5 from the team that lost to Perth on Wednesday night. So Hamilton, Campbell, Marshall, Bannon and Magnay are rolled out to start. And for the Taipans, well, they're going with the same 5 as well that suffered that 28-point loss to Brisbane on Thursday night. And as you can see there with Rain Smith, Andrews, McVeigh, Schofield and Lee. Rain Smith playing at a venue, the closest venue to his home in Ulverston. And I'm sure there's a lot of love in the house for him. And he's been outstanding of late and is going to be important tonight. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes off.
And I hope they run a whole lot for him too. Don't just give him the rock and say, hey, get us a bucket. Run some plays, some down screens, and let the Tassie sharpshooter light it up.
So underway from the Silver Dome in Launceston, it is the JackJumpers working to the left of your screen who've controlled the tip, and Campbell will use Marshall and they'll swing it around the perimeter via Bannon. And they get it back down low. Bannon forced to fire with the right hand, can't connect. Chance for the Taipans.
Jack McVeigh going to Nick Marshall. They're going to guard each other like he mentioned in the interview with Kelsey Brown pre-game.
Here's Rain Smith. Mid-range jumper off the mark and a chance for the JackJumpers. Big crowd in the house as well, as you might expect from outside. It's Hamilton draining the opening points.
Oh, he's smiling already. And as I said, this could be a very big night for the Tassie superstar. Can shoot the 3 balls, got a great floater. They just simply do not have anyone one-on-one who can shut him down.
Knocked down 16 threes coming into this game. Hamilton the most of any JackJumpers player.
Even there, that defensive confusion from the Taipans. 2 guys guarding 1. Too many unforced errors, self-inflicted errors, which is causing them to get blown out early in games.
So Lee hands over. McVeigh beats it across. Now it's Andrews with it. Hasn't seen a lot of it. Red numbers on the shot clock, so he's going to need to get busy here and in a hurry. Right with the shot clock going off in the background, he opens scoring for the Taipans.
It's tough. Well defended on the JackJumpers, but the Taipans are on the board.
Down low, exploring Bannon against Marcus Lee. It forces him away from the hoop, and the shovel pass intended for Marshall misses the target. They turn the ball over.
Yeah, taught it to never fake a back cut. It looked like he wanted to go originally. Tried to come back and then went again.
So Andrews coming off his best game of the season. 11 points, 10 assists in Brisbane. Only 3 players to be in double digits in assists so far in NBL26. Schofield lost the handle. Here's McVeigh. He fires nonchalantly and comes up with the goods with his first attempt.
A bit of a defensive breakdown from Tasmania as well. Don't give Jack McVeigh any space playing against his former team.
Back-to-back baskets, and Lee challenges him upstairs and brings Magnay down and commits a foul in the process, and we know he's had those foul problems.
That's an understatement, Case. He always finds himself in foul trouble, and it hurts the Taipans big time. Here's the Amy replay. The fumble from Schofield was enough to cause confusion for the JackJumpers. Jack McVeigh starts off with a bang. But Marcus Lee, so he's got 1 foul already. If he picks up another one, every time Cairns start well and he gets in foul trouble, it essentially just puts the game out of reach, because then in comes Kyron Galloway, who's undersized, and everything kind of falls apart because he is their foundational piece defensively down low, because they don't have too many other defenders out there.
Exactly. As we go courtside to Kelsey.
Here in Tasmania, which means that the humidity in this stadium is high. It is 25 degrees outside, no aircon inside. There is sweat on the ball already. It makes another interesting element to this game.
Yes, indeed, it does, Kelsey. I've been there for a number of games, and humidity is a problem. It's actually a velodrome, the first velodrome built in Australia. And without that air conditioning, it can get very muggy in there and presents problems on the floor. So we'll be on top of that right throughout the game. Tassie have coughed it up for the 2nd time here.
Well, the ball being slippery is not an excuse for either of Josh Bannon's turnovers, because he's just thrown them out of bounds.
Can't give no slack at all, Pete.
No, absolutely not.
Schofield. He's been good, but his numbers on the road are horrendous. So he'll be looking to try and find some form away from home as well. Andrews lobs it down low with a height advantage now on Tiger Campbell. He needs to get busy. 1 on the shot clock as he elevates and comes up with his first score in the game.
It's only been the last couple of games we've seen him use the mid-post a whole lot. He likes to just sit out by the three-point line. He takes some contested shots at times. I like that. He's going to have a size advantage over a few opponents in the NBL. It's that mid-range face-up.
7 unanswered points here from the Taipans, who made an enterprising start. Marshall with the handling problems there, needs support. Magnay provides it. 1 on the shot clock. The big man has to fire, and he bails them out. How often does that happen in a busted play where someone's forced to take a shot that naturally isn't theirs, but they're able to make it?
Doesn't matter how confident you are as a shooter. With that shot clock winding down, you know it has to go up. You're going to be feeling good about yourself. Good hit there from Will Magnay.
They needed that. Gone 2 and a bit minutes without a score after Hamilton knocked down the opening 3. Speaking of threes, Jack McVeigh gets it done. He's got 6 in the game. That's a game high. 5-point buffer. Better work there from the JackJumpers as Marshall feeds wrap-around pass to Magnay.
9. Let's go, guys.
So Jack McVeigh picks up the foul. Second team foul on the Taipans.
Jack McVeigh, you've got to always stay locked in. So that was his first 3-ball. The last one when he walked down, there's just a bit of miscommunication. So that was the first one he started to feel really good about himself. And then the second one just before, he tried to cheat it. He's just going to pop back. He's too crafty and he's going to be too aggressive in this game.
Always great to see him informed. Tangerine timeout called. Pre-game, Kelsey Brown caught up with Bryce Hamilton.
You're now 7 rounds into your NBL career. You come into this league, you've lit it on fire. How are you feeling your comfort levels are within the league now?
I feel good so far. You know, my coaches and teammates give me confidence to go out there and play my game. And, you know, I feel good to be in this league and just be able to play my game and go out there and help them try to get wins.
After 7 rounds, is there anything that you really want to improve on for yourself?
Just help the team rebound. You know, that's a big focal point for us, so just go out there and
Bryce Hamilton being a good pickup for the Tassie JackJumpers. Just recently played in Germany where he averaged 17 points a game and a couple of assists as well. Just tell the way he goes about it. There's an element of quality about him. And as a left-hander, Pete, talk to us about the difference when you're so few left-handers in the league and what that presents for defences.
Well, especially when you can attack over either shoulder, right? You've seen so many times when Bryce Hamilton turns the corner onto that left, so many offenses are structured up the other way down the floor. If you ask a normal point guard which way they're going to initiate the offense, it's always down the right-hand side of the floor. But if that's a dribble handoff going to the right to Bryce Hamilton, he's coming onto his strong hand. And then when he gets down low, he can touch the floater on the left or right, and he's just beautiful at that.
Free throw shooting is a problem this year for Tassie. 65% are the worst in the competition. A Magnay who gets there more than any other player for Tassie. 17 of 34 right on that 50% mark and comes up empty there. So the Taipans with a 5-point lead here. Almost 4 minutes played, term number 1. A little later, we're off to Brisbane as the Bullets entertain the Sydney Kings in another intriguing matchup. Right now, Cairns, they've got this start that they wanted, and they've extended the margin now out to 8 on the back of a Schofield triple.
Now, we've seen this. We've seen them start well. Again, go back to that game on Thursday night. 30 assists on 32 made field goals. And, Case, if I gave you that number for a team and told you how'd that game end up, you'd say, well, if they didn't win, it would have been competitive. And yet they were blown out.
The highest losing team ever in a 40-minute game with those 30 assists. And there were some promising signs, but when it falls apart for them, it falls apart in a hurry. But right now, things are going well. They lead by 8, and they get a good catch down low on a 2-point bucket here for Schofield. Strong body and a chance at a 3-point play.
Oh, this is such an impressive start. Such an impressive. They're going to have a look at this. You heard that, a clean shove in the back.
Points count. We have 3:33.
No, not much in that from Josh Bannon. It's just a guy getting beat. This is the start they could have dreamt of. Right now, Schofield's been terrific. Defensively, they've been exceptional. The JackJumpers, just the 4 field goals, because they've been to the free throw line 4 times, and Magnay's missed all 4 of those.
Schofield, a 64% free throw shooter so far this season, 9 of 14 coming into this game. Just 13 points a game in 27 minutes. And a double-figure lead here for the Cairns Taipans. As Campbell feeds Deng, most experienced player in this game. Deng, 259th NBL appearance. Here's Campbell. It's not a lot of the rock. Oh, nice pass. And the defense was solid there, but they can't prevent Josh Bannon from earning a trip to the free throw line.
Okay, so I went back to Bryce Hamilton saying how much I love his floater. This is the beautiful thing about stats these days. Leads the league in floaters coming into this game. 13. We've got all the scoring breakdown methods, which is surprising because you'd assume that'd be Tyler Harvey. He's second with 12. Just how dangerous Bryce Hamilton can be.
Like what Josh Bannon has brought to the table for Tassie as well, averaging 14 points, 9 rebounds to be 4th in the league in that category. 4% free throw shooter this season, but he's led this team in rebounding on 5 occasions, including a season-high 15 boards in Brisbane back in round 3.
He's been down in form the last couple, and he is so crucial. Yeah, we talk about how good Bryce Hamilton is as they miss another free throw. And David Johnson to come back before the fever break, they hope. And then what this roster can be, I'm super high on the potential of this Tasmania roster if they can stay healthy.
The Taipans, 10 on the shot clock for them here. There's Andrews. Stutter step on, got beyond Bender and over Bannon. That's a tough shot, but he makes it work.
Okay, so I said it off the top. It's contagious, right? This energy. They're knocking down shots. 78% from the field. Everybody's getting involved.
12-point buffer here. Bannon, fall away, is short on the rim. Schofield the rebound and feeds Andrews. Feeling good about themselves here, the Taipans. Only won 2 games so far this season. 2-8 is the record, and both wins they've had to come from behind in the last quarter to get across the line. Now Rain Smith, the left-hander with it. He's got some attention, has to divert. And coming up empty there, the Taipans. So Ben Air puts it on the deck, down to the baseline, running out of real estate. Opens up now, the outside shot wouldn't fall there for Nick Marshall, but it's kept alive by Deng. Back to Air, guarded by Rain Smith, puts it on the deck. Pass across to Bannon, steps inside Galloway, still on the play as well.
Well, he travelled. Bannon spent it before he had it, but Taipan's got away with one. Kyron Galloway, why are you jumping for joy at Josh Bannon from the 3-point line? You got to stay down. If he shoots that over an outstretched hand, shake his hand and go down the other end. That is not his game.
3 turnovers already in the game for Tasmania. Usually take very good care of the ball. They average only 11 a game, top 4 in the competition. So to have 3 here early, still more than 3.5 minutes to play until quarter time, is not in their makeup. Bannon the rebound, off to Ben Air. They're trying to generate some offense here. And this man can get it happening quickly, and he's fouled. So Hamilton's going to the free throw line, but they're 1 of 6 from the stripe so far.
Well, Bryce Hamilton should fix that. But I'll tell you what, this right now, the last 30 seconds is what I've seen a whole lot from Cairns, right? They started exceptionally well. We'll have another look at this from Mag, just late on the contest, gets him right on the wrist. There was a poor shot from Andrew Andrews. The ball didn't move side to side like it has for the first 5 minutes of this game. He complained wanting a foul. They come down and commit an error, fouling a 3-point shooter. Now, normally we see this for the next 2 or 3 possessions, and it would extend the lead that Cairns opponents normally have. They have the lead right now. They need to lock back in and have a much better offensive set.
It's an expensive foul too from Mag, because he was ripped straight out of the game, and as you can see, Adam Ford not happy.
Well, he's screaming to say, hey, get through this play that we set. There was no ball movement, no play movement the last time down the floor. It was a poor shot. They wanted a foul. So understandably so, Adam Ford is not happy. He's seen this story way too many times.
Starks into the game. Hamilton sits down. 6 points in the game for him. 3 of 3 from the stripe. They missed 5 free throws and trail by 9 here. Took over 3 minutes out from quarter time. Taipans. Barker aggressively against his former team. Now a chance for Ben Air and the JackJumpers back the other way. He's been good from deep recently. This time overcooked it. Rebound from Galloway. Charges up the floor as well. In fact, as Mojave King thought he was fouled, couldn't get a whistle.
Definitely fouled on that one.
And Bannon Hard to the rim, gets a user-friendly roll. Josh Bannon gets his first field goal.
Lucky there, the Taipans, but again, 3 possessions in a row. One was a fast break, so it was understandable there was no passes, but it was Lockie Barker right after Adam Ford barking instructions.
Inside the last 3 minutes of the opening quarter, Cairns by 7. Tassie has scored the last 5 here. Fouls. Second team foul called on the JackJumpers. Taipans have 4 fouls so far. Starks gets his first. Bannon sits down. 3 points, 3 boards for him, and an assist, but 3 turnovers as well. Andrews with it, confronted by Ben-Air. Barker, guarded by Starks. Puts it on the deck, decides to fire over the top. He's off the mark. Taipans trying to keep it alive with a shot clock violation. The shot.
Adam, wasn't a game possession.
The referee's explaining it, but now that is with that offensive rebound, there's been 4 possessions and they've had 2 passes in 4 possessions. Now, granted, again, as I said, one of those is a transition take from a Harvey King, which he probably got fouled on. Besides that, they need to go back to what was working to start this game. Down screens, player movement, ball movement, get the open shot.
Is Starks working to the elbow, fall away, off the mark, on the play as well. Another foul going to be called on the Taipans here.
It's on Marcus Lee. Again, those silly little fouls. That's his second. Now look at it here as Starks misses the pull-up and just holding the arm right there. He's just got to be a whole lot smarter than that. You know, Will Magnay's going to put the body on the line, trying to rip down an offensive rebound. You've got to get down in this stance and move him out of there. It's always going to be called.
As we mentioned, fouled out 5 times in 10 games already this season.
He already had the ball.
Matt Hodgson spent time in Adelaide, Perth and Brisbane and fouled out 11 times in the season in 2020. Marcus Lee might be challenging him by the end of this season.
And I never thought I'd keep bringing it up, case that no one will ever beat Cam Toby's record of the quickest foul out of all time. But if anyone was going to do it, I feel like Marcus Lee could give it a shake this year as well.
Well, he did have the fastest foul out last season, Marcus Lee, in 8 minutes 44.
Oh, Cam Toby's very safe. 3 minutes and 24 seconds.
Cam's
Hard
got
to
him
do.
covered, hasn't he? It's hard to believe.
Might have to go in the archives and get that video footage. We get the whole thing up.
They're going to review it.
So the margin was 12. It's been cut to 5 on the back of a 7-0 run here from the Tassie JackJumpers, and some self-inflicted wounds for Adam Ford and the Cairns Taipans.
Spot on, that's all it has been. That foul there. Their offense has been stagnant. We've seen this way too many times.
McVeigh, Lee, some former JackJumpers combined. Single digits on the shot clock here, and inside 2 minutes left, term number 1 as McVeigh stares down Magnay. It's to Galloway, who fires. That's deep off the rim as well. So they're 3 of 7 from long range. JackJumpers are 1 of 3 from deep so far in the game. Starks explores down low. To go back at Lee. They've left him out there at the moment, and Magnay's going to challenge him. Lost the ball in the play phase.
Might have got hurt there too, Marcus Lee. Still not back. Here he is now. That's going to be another turnover.
First for the Taipans. JackJumpers have 4 in that category. Marcus Lee will sit down now.
Being Adam Ford saw that last possession and said, you know what? I'm not okay about that. It's risking it too much. But he's going to challenge this. So Kyron Gallo was pretty certain straight away that that shouldn't have been a turnover. We've seen Fordy use his challenge very often on out-of-bounds plays, I feel.
I think he's got a better record than most coaches have as well in terms of getting them right. So you look at the Tangerine timeout here. 1:20 left on the clock. Cairns up by 5. To be honest, we would have a team rule that forget twirling the bird. We're not going to have a coach's challenge until the 4th quarter.
I'm with you, Case. If I was a coach, you just put it on. Unless it's your superstar guy who could pick up a 3rd foul in the 2nd quarter, or if you keep him out, because no one's going to keep him out there in the 1st. So unless that is it, or maybe a 4th in the 3rd quarter, just save it. How many times have we seen? And the refs are going to make mistakes like in late games. You want to keep it.
He's got a good record, as I mentioned, and he's got it right again here.
Let's go, please.
I know Zylan Cheatham from the Adelaide 36ers keeps a close watch on the coaches' challenges. He's on social media with it and was delighted to see that Cairns' Adam Ford was getting it right last game. So there's another one for Zylan, who we'll see in action tomorrow as the Adelaide 36ers host the Illawarra Hawks, who are coming off that franchise worst effort against New Zealand last night, but they lost by 42 at home.
Real Halloween areas right now on Halloween. That's a
shocker.
Gift. That's a gift. That you want the spooky seasons right there for you, Case.
So Tassie just 13 points in this quarter. They fought their way back into the equation on the back of a 7-0 run. And the pass from Galloway was a poor one, was telegraphed, and an over and back violation called here on McVeigh.
He touched it, and then you get the ball in your front court and take it back.
There's the explanation from Ruben Woolcott all over it, working this game with Chris Reed and Elliot Green. Andrews checks back into the game. A little over a minute left. Barker 6 down. The score during his time on the floor was an influence as Ben Eyre shares it with Starks, the left-hander. They stood off him. Decided to go back to Ben Eyre. He's off the front of the rim, so 1 of 4 from long range here, Tassie. Got 6 of their 13 from the free throw line, but the offense is just a bit clunky at the moment. Here's Marshall. Shot clock down to 2. He spins into the paint, gets the elevation, can't complete it though. Deng kept it alive with the offensive rebound and the putback to come up with his first score.
And Cairns are going to have to just reset at quarter time, because for the majority of this quarter they were the better team. But they've given up 2 offensive rebounds again there. 4 O boards they've given up for the entire first quarter as well, to go with the turnovers, the poor offenses. And Tassie right back into it in the first.
Well, Cairns scored 7 unanswered points. Tassie are on a 9-0 run here at the moment. Inside 30 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Andrews had to force that up. Tough shot, never looked likely. And the chance now for the JackJumpers. Marshall against Galloway. Retreats to TJ Starks. Shot clock not in effect here. They'll slow it down for the last play. After they got down by 12 points with 4.5 to play. They've rattled off 9 without reply, and this to tie it away is off the mark. And the first quarter concludes here with the Cairns Taipans on top by 3. It's Cairns 18, the JackJumpers 15 in an arm wrestle from the Silverdome in Launceston. We'll have more for you in the Hungry Jacks NBL right after this.
It is time for the latest school race section of game day partner Hydro Tennis. We've got 4 awesome contestants behind us that have put on an item of PPE. I think there's 4 or 5 items. Get up there, grab the ball, get a bucket for a chance to win a $150 JackJumpers voucher. All right, we're ready to go. Let's get behind the Tasmania. Count it in. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Chip the hype is on. This guy took his shoes off so we can get it on quicker. And it is working. Look at that. Get your jacket on.
Welcome back to the Hungry Jacks NBL. It is Indigenous round down here at the Silver Dome. The Taipans leading the JackJumpers by 3. Plenty happening in that quarter time break. We finished the first with Adam Ford copping a tee at the end of that one. Ben Eyre goes to the line to start this second quarter to shoot for those free throws. But there was so much happening. Marcus Lee was contesting a foul that happened within that first quarter as well. So Adam Ford animated very early down here in Tassie.
Thanks very much for that, Kelsey. Not helping the equation, though, Pete Hooley.
No, it's not. I mean, you go back from that 4-minute mark of the first quarter, each possession, when you review that from the Cairns Taipans, there was 3 in a row where they didn't pass it at all. Then they had some missed shots, missed turnovers, missed box outs, and then they start the quarter like that. And Marcus Lee looked like he was having a lot to say as well. You just got to park it. You're up 2. For as poor as you ended that quarter, you're still up 2. And you showed some promising signs. Get back to what was working at the start, flush the last 4 minutes, start again.
JackJumpers have scored the last 10 points here, and they're back to within 2. The Cairns led by as many as 12 in that opening quarter. Andrews puts it on the deck here against Ben Eyre, muscles his way past, draws contact, hits the deck hard as well.
When we saw the replay of the technical foul, Chris Reed was doing the wave away. I'm not going to say that that's the John Brown, but you did see John Brown have an early shower for the old wave away.
This is an area I think Cairns can exploit because Andrews, taller body against Ben Eyre, get some penetration.
But I like that one rather than the other ones we've seen. The other ones where he's trying to go around and then jump into contact, right there he's going straight through Ben Eyre's chest and making him have to make a decision.
Getting to the free throw line more than any other player for Cairns as well. Andrew Andrews, 23 of 29 at 79% coming into this game. He's averaging 30 minutes. Well, he came in late for Hagens. But it's quickly shown that he has an ability to be a good player in the Hungry Jacks NBL. So first score from the free throw line for the Cairns Taipans. That's their first score in 5 minutes. Dried up for them. Starks exploring down to the baseline. Found an opening, fires unsuccessfully. Long rebound. Finds its way up to Mojave King. Schofield. And now Andrews. Patiently, top of the key, directing traffic. Shot clock rolls to 10. Screen from Marcus Lee. Andrews kicks his Schofield, been their best player so far, and he's on song again. He's up to 11 on 4 of 5 from the field.
And how much better was that possession? From the Taipans, they were patient, set it all up. Andrews found Schofield in the corner, loves the corner 3 ball.
Big crowd in attendance. Silverdome in Launceston. Trust you're enjoying our coverage wherever you may be watching the Hungry Jacks NBL around Australia and beyond. Starks attracted a crowd, dished outside. They're 1 of 6 from deep. The Tassie JackJumpers can't get anything happening at the moment.
And the Starks experiment's an interesting one, isn't it? Because we spoke about, it's a genius move from Scott Roth saying we're about to lose you in a couple of weeks to China when David Johnson comes back. So I want the other guys, you saw that Sydney game, and say, you know what, if I'm in a hole, I need Ben Eyre, I need these other guys to dig it out. But it might go even further than that from the smarts of Scott Roth. Maybe he doesn't want other teams seeing how good he is and saying, you know what, can we get you to stay instead of China? Because they've got no room for him, other teams might.
Good point you make. Here's McVeigh, back to Schofield, feeling it at the moment. This time he's off the mark. Magnay, the loose ball rebound. David Johnson, 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 46% from deep in the 2 games that he played before jagging a calf muscle. I can't get him back quickly enough as Magnay rolls to the hoop. He's got 6 now, and only Schofield with 11 has more in the game.
It's an exciting group when they're healthy. And the confidence now that Ben Eyre and Nick Marshall are playing with. Majuk Deng's back.
You know, they never say die attitude. They rarely beat themselves, the JackJumpers. Here's Schofield, harassed by Deng. Hands over, McVeigh. Shot clock, rolls right down, needs to pull the trigger under pressure. Couldn't get enough separation away there. Good defense from Hamilton. And Cairns come up empty again.
Great defense from Bryce Hamilton, realizing that Jack McVeigh was always going to try and get back to the 3-point line. Look at this, just staying down. Testing at the right time. He knew it couldn't be a shot fake with the time winding down.
First block in the game. Teams have had their moments. Taipans leading at quarter time is a rarity. They've won only 1 of their 10 first quarters this season.
That's a tech.
A technical foul is going to be caught on Marcus Lee.
Straight away for a flop. So 40, you can't, I don't think he can challenge this unless he's trying to challenge the offensive foul call. So that's his third. Now have another look at it here.
Presumably there was a warning prior to this.
But you'd be okay if there's no warnings.
Well, we saw it, Pete, didn't we, in the international game played here in Melbourne between Partizan Belgrade and Panathinaikos. And in the first quarter, the first player that went down was teed up, and we didn't see it again during the game.
Yeah, that one I don't even think would be able to be challenged because it's not called an offensive foul. Or it's not called a block, sorry. It's called a technical foul for flopping. So if it's called a block, you could probably challenge it and say, hey, I think it's an offensive foul, but it's a technical. So Adam Ford's asking about something that happened in the first quarter because that is Marcus Lee's third. He's saying that his second foul should have been on somebody else. It's going to be hard to go back and look at that, though, and try and say, hey, it's only on two, and now they're going to be undersized for the rest of the half.
Oh, they've got big problems because they just don't have that depth that we pointed out earlier in the coverage.
Sam Wardenberg injury is going to haunt them again. Well, shout out their social media team. They had a very good graphic for their Halloween.
Loved it. So the margin is 3, almost 3 minutes played here in the second. Andrews gets a good look from the outside and he doubles the advantage.
For all that we're talking about, they're up 6. So they just got to hang tough here.
5 of 11 from long range. They've taken more threes than twos at the moment, the Taipans. JackJumpers 1 of 6 from long range. Getting their work done inside and from the free throw line as Campbell in the mid-range. It's off the mark. Another foul going to be called on the Taipans here. So that's 7 overall. They're second in this term.
5 offensive rebounds to the Tasmanian JackJumpers. And that's the issue, right? Because that's what got Marcus Lee in hot water. He was out of position and he just grabbed Will Magnay's bicep. And that picked up a second foul. And that one there, which is out of position, just don't do it. You can't afford to do it.
So Campbell to restart here. In the corner, Hamilton exploring, puts it on the deck. Magnay rolling to the hoop is Bannon. And high off the window, he makes it look easy, Josh Bannon.
Their offense, when they've got ball movement, player movement, the Taipans just look very, very good. Yes, they've shot the three ball well, but this side-to-side action, they're getting good things.
Here's Rain Smith, hasn't seen a lot of it. Just bobbled the pass there. And again, Andrews is happy to roll this shot clock down to red numbers before he gets the offense going. Isolated against Bannon, decides to fire over the top. It was a good option.
And I'm okay with that patience because he got the matchup he wanted. He brought in the big man, got Josh Bannon to switch onto him, sized him up and knocked it down. Rather than just forcing a contested three balls, Majuk Deng tries to answer back, doesn't get it.
Kept alive for the JackJumpers though.
So we have blue possession, then green possession. 24.
He's going to reset the shot clock here, but he's been good, Andrews. 2 of 2 from deep, 4 of 6 overall from the field. He's got 12 points. Schofield has 11. Only 2 players in double digits, and it's Bryce Hamilton with 8 who's leading Tassie.
Yes, hold on the rebound.
Adam Ford doing all he can to get one of those fouls erased, but they're saying that there's 3 on Marcus and you're going to live with it.
Not sure which one he's trying to get erased too.
No, I'm with you, Pete. Although pretty obvious the fouls. They're just going to have a look at the shot clock again here. Marcus Lee is so important to this team, as we've pointed out. He's top 10 in the league in rebounding and block shots, and 63% from the field. When they get the ball inside to him, he can make things happen. And when he sits down, as you say, Kyron Galloway comes in as an undersized 5. No Alex Higgins-Titcher at the moment with a wrist injury for the rest of the season. No Cody Statman. And there's the foul trouble he's had.
And it's also more, they've had such an issue defending, right? And right now, and Kyron Galloway, yes, he's athletic, but as a guard defender, when you're getting told by your coach to get up in pressure, when you know you've got a guy who's going to contest shots at the rim behind you, you're more comfortable to say, if I get beat, I've got a guy who's going to contest this guy at the hoop. Now, Kyron Galloway can do that, but he's not Marcus Lee with the length as well to go with it. So you take a backward step, and all of a sudden their defense falls apart across the board.
Just to put that into context, there are only 4 players in the competition this year who have fouled out multiple times. And Marcus Lee's done it 5 times. The other 3, Ben Eyre, Tim Suarez and Joe Luala-Chul, have all fouled out twice. So he is that far away the most foul magnetism player, if that's even a term.
Oh, it could be his term, Case. Roll with it, 100%.
So Taipans by 7. They started this team leading by 3. They were up by 12 in the opening quarter. Tassie haven't been able to get going at any stage. And a lot of standing around here for the Taipans. Barker feeds it off. Rain Smith, broken play. He can't convert. Bannon snatches the loose ball rebound. He's got 5 rebounds in the game. And here's Tiger Campbell. Had enough of it. Another sliding flop down there by Rain Smith that goes unwhistled. Here's Ben Eyre trying to create something. Couldn't do so. Schofield with the rebound. Ben Eyre slapped it out of his hands.
Taipans are doing enough defensively. They've got to be careful out. Anytime we try and front box out Josh Bannon, who's going to go for the O-boards, a chance to give up a foul, but look at this execution. Look at this execution. The misdirection, everybody looking at the down screen for Rain Smith, and Schofield in the mid-post again just rises up.
Only got 3 scorers at the moment, the Cairns Taipans. Schofield has 13, Andrews on the bench with 12, and McVeigh has 6. No one else has scored, but they lead by 9 because the JackJumpers can't get anything going at the offensive end. They're 30% from the field and 1 of 8 from deep. 7 of 13 from the free throw line has kept them in the equation, if they are in fact that at the moment, down 9. Dang, the turnaround from close range is off the mark.
They cannot get anything to go. They've had their struggles at the Silver Dome. We saw that. Ben Eyre, Jack McVeigh. A little bit of extracurricular right there. Just a little welcome back to Tasmania.
Ben Eyre picks up his 2nd personal.
This is a really, really good start from the Cairns Taipans. Down Marcus Lee, who's got the 3 fouls. Their offensive execution, when they've got it side to side, has looked wonderful.
Tangerine timeout called. Let's go courtside to Kelsey Brown with a very important guest.
Yes, very important round. It's NBL's Indigenous round for the last 2 weeks, and I'm here with Palua artist Carly Gray, who's designed the jerseys that the JackJumpers are wearing tonight. Carly, can you talk us through the design?
Yeah, so it was obviously important for me to incorporate a lot of traditional Palua practices, which you can see all over the design, from the shells to the water holes to the mutton birds, and then on the back I've got a connection to the JackJumpers and how long they've been in the competition for.
It's an absolutely beautiful design. For you as an artist, how does it feel to have it out there and the pride that you feel seeing that run around out on the court with the boys?
Yeah, I'm immensely proud. It's such an honour to be the person to be able to start these conversations, and it's obviously a good opportunity to connect with my community as well, and yeah, it's pretty cool, yeah.
We absolutely love what you've done. Congratulations and enjoy the night.
Thank you so much.
That's a terrific part of the Hungry Jacks NBL Indigenous round, and celebrating across rounds 6 and 7 to allow all the teams to get a home game in their jerseys, and you can support your team this season by purchasing those Indigenous jerseys. They're available at nblstore.com.au. Scan the QR code, check them out. The Adelaide 36ers actually did some boomerang throwing during the week, and Zylan Cheatham almost had it. Almost got it all the way back, but we'll find out more about their jersey, which is spectacular, tomorrow as they entertain the Illawarra Hawks at home. But right now, it's the Taipans on top by 9. 4 and a bit minutes left here until half-time. And it's a real arm wrestle, as we anticipated, between 2 teams that are just struggling at the moment. A win for Tassie is going to put them into the top 4, though. A win for the Taipans takes them off the bottom of the ladder. So certainly a prize on offer for both these teams. Cairns with 10, so this is their 11th game of the season, 1/3 of the way through the season. McVeigh off the mark. Magnay beats his teammate Bannon to the rebound. 20-12 is the rebound count in favour of the JackJumpers, including 7 O-boards to none from the Taipans. They lead by 9. Here's Campbell. Been a struggle for him so far. There's his first score in the game.
Talk about the record of both teams, Case. It's a long season, even longer now with games-wise because of the Ignite Cup. All you got to do is get to the top 5 or 6, and anything you've done prior to this won't matter.
I think this season more than ever, that's going to be a factor. Here's Andrews. He's been good so far, continues to be good. He's up to 15, including 3 of 3 from deep.
Unselfish. Jack McVeigh draws a crowd.
Andrews just bustles his way through the screen from Marshall there. Here's Hamilton dishing outside. Bannon, the left-hander, he knocks down the triple, just their second 3 of the game.
You asked me who it was going to be to break the deadlock from deep for Tassie. I wouldn't have said Josh Bannon. But he's knocked it in. He's got 8 points and 5 rebounds.
He's been selective in his work from deep, but he is 40% this season. Mojave King challenged upstairs by Magnay, who rejects the shot. Enjoyed it so much, went back for seconds, but you like the hustle of King, who won't be discouraged by it and eventually gets it done. More persistence pays off for Mojave King in his first points.
Well, I got worried to see Will Magnay still around. That was a big first block, but credit to Mojave King as Tiger Campbell gets fouled. Had to finish that, King, because if he got blocked or missed it after forcing it a couple of times, here's the Amy replay. Good pass there from McVeigh, not trying to force anything, and then Bannon answered straight back.
Was Josh Bannon part of the Australian Boomers team that are going to be playing in Hobart down in Tasmania against New Zealand at the end of the month on Friday the 28th of November. Will Magnay, captain of the Boomers, going to be involved as well. So those games on ESPN. Forward to seeing the Boomers in New Zealand. The Kiwis with a shock win recently.
Some young, fun talent.
It is, isn't it? Yep, for sure. And Campbell hits them both to fall from the free throw line. 9 of 15 from the stripe, the JackJumpers. Cairns 3 of 3 from the free throw line. I mentioned Brisbane and Sydney still to come tonight on Saturday in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Southeast Melbourne and Perth tomorrow. Adelaide and Illawarra to follow. And of course the Monday night Melbourne Cup Eve game, Melbourne and Sydney as well to round out round 7 of 22 rounds in this season. So red numbers on the shot clock. Andrews has been good at this. He's controlled the tempo. This time he comes up empty. Thought he was fouled, couldn't get a whistle. Hamilton feeds Marshall. Yet to score in the game, Nick Marshall. None of 3 from the field after the heroics of the game winner in Sydney last weekend. It's Magnay. Forced up a tough shot. King running. Andrews ahead of him. Nice pass. Found his way past the defender. And Andrews has now got another 2. He's got 17 on 6 of 9 shooting.
He's really enjoying the Silverdome. Out of 40s, yelling the scout what's coming.
Season high 23 for Andrews. Came against Adelaide in round 5. That's certainly in some danger here with 17 at the moment. Bannon off the front of the rim. McVeigh the rebound. The Taipans with only 4 scorers in the game. And one of those, Mojave King, has just 2 points. It's got 30 points out of Schofield and Andrews combined, who scored more than Tassie as a team. Go the ball into the corner once more. This time off the mark. A little over a minute out from halftime. Campbell draws an obvious foul on Andrews.
That's a tight guy right there, Andrews. Got to be a little careful when you do that, when you just throw the arm out.
I agree, Pete. It's a 4th team foul on Cairns in this quarter.
Look at it here. You knew what he was trying to do.
I'm happy with
It's unsportsmanlike in replay, because we have the benefit of that. Timeout is being called. 1:05 to play in the first half. Margin is 9, and Scott Roth is curious about the call as well.
How often do we see? Anytime you lead with that outside arm and it looks like the hugging motion, you're just trying to slow down the fast break. We so often see that, given an unsportsmanlike. So they might have got away with one there, Taipans.
As I mentioned a little later, we're off to Brisbane, River City, as they host the Sydney Kings. Big win needed for both these teams, and for, again, not quite sure what to expect when these teams go at it, but Jalen Adams against his former team is interesting.
Catch up with Gazy and Damon at half-time to see if they've got any word on the ground, what we're going to hear and see from Jalen Adams. It always means something when you're playing your former team. And I don't care, every player wants to say, oh, it's just another game. Just the next game on the calendar.
For their 6th and 7th on the ladder as well. Brisbane with 4 wins, Sydney with 3. So, and after the Kings dropped that game to Tassie last weekend, in extraordinary circumstances, they'll be desperate for a win because they're all out of sorts at the moment, and on paper, they look as good as anyone. The bookmakers still have them top 3.
And I still feel, looking at this game and the deficiencies of the Sydney Kings, Tyrell Harrison, if he's fed the right way from the Brisbane team, the Bullets are going to win this game. So that's going to be a fascinating watch.
Casey Prather, what a season he is putting together. He has scored in every quarter of every game that he has played this calendar year.
No one got it right, did they? When I saw you tweeted that, and then you
76 consecutive quarters. Even Bryce Cotton hasn't done it. He's the only player this season alone who's scored in every quarter. Casey Prather is on a tear. Inside 60 seconds remaining here until half-time. Taipans on top by 9. Campbell looking to make something happen. Comes up empty, and the rebound for Schofield. Reaching in foul. Going to be called on Josh Bannon.
Keep an eye here on Rain Smith, because pulled up short there. He's running to the bench now.
Oh, it's not good. That is not good at all. Let's hope it's not serious, because we've known about their injury woes that they've had.
Hopefully it's just an ankle. Kels will be all over it, shaking his head.
Already Wardenberg out with that ankle injury sustained at training. He's not going to be back until round 12 at the earliest. Hasn't played a game. We know Jack McVeigh's missed games with a wrist injury. Higgins-Titcher now out for the season with a wrist injury. Statman out at the moment with a hamstring injury. There's been a sad story of woe in terms of injuries for the Cairns Taipans, but they're leading here by 9. 30 seconds left as Hamilton wheeling and dealing, spins into the paint, comes up with another 2. He's in the double digits.
Floater at that. He gets that deep. He's got such a great touch. Left hand, right hand, doesn't matter.
Margin cut to 7. Schofield with it. Now Andrews. Shot clock to single digits, guarded by Campbell. JackJumpers foul to give here. And Campbell was keen to use one of them. Going to be his first personal. So looking for the last play of the first half here. Tassie's 31 is their lowest scoring first half of the season. Backing down low. It's McVeigh. Oh, he tumbles to the deck after taking the shot, but he gets it done, hits the target, and likes it as well as Jack McVeigh adds to the tally. He's got 8. It's the Cairns Taipans by 9. They've had the better of the first half here. They lead at 40-31.
They've been terrific when the ball is moving. Everyone is on the same wavelength offensively. It's looked great. They had a couple of minutes there to end the first quarter. It looked like things had been falling apart. We've seen it way too many times, but they found a way to get it back on their terms. What a start.
Fantastic. Let's get some reaction courtside with Kelsey Brown.
Yeah, I'm here with Admiral Schofield. A great first half for you guys. How have you seen that play in the first 20?
Like we've been saying for the last couple of weeks, you know, we've just been working on offensive flow. It's flowing tonight. We just got to keep it going, but we're limiting possessions on the offensive glass, and that's really helping us right now in playing hard defense.
Defensively, you've got yourselves in a little bit of foul trouble, specifically with Marcus Lee. How do you manage that in the second half?
Well, Marcus just got to stop fouling, you know what I mean? It's little fouls, you know, and right now we don't know how they're calling, so we just got to be as legal as possible and keep playing hard and really just go from there, honestly.
Thanks for your time. Enjoy the second half. Well, the woes continue for the Tassie JackJumpers here at the Silverdome. They're down by 9 to the Cairns Taipans at halftime. We'll check in with Rain Smith and that injury after halftime. Don't go anywhere. The boys will break it down. The Hungry Jacks halftime highlights.
McVeigh, 2 on the clock. Oh! Jack McVeigh! Simply incredible! Tasmania win Game 3!
I'm looking forward to it a lot, man. I'm a little sad this season that I don't get to play in my state bank, which is disappointing because I love that place, man. You know, so many good memories.
You know, I've been doing this all my life and going against players and moving around as a coach or a player, and you're always doing that. It's not a big deal to me. It's emotional to see those guys. I love seeing them here and having a chance to chat with them and catch up with them, but it'll be business as usual from my standpoint.
There's so many pieces that go into winning a championship that in the end don't, you know, maybe get to hold that ring or have that moment, but play a huge part. And it's like, we went down there with the goal of creating a culture, creating a foundation, and like that was a tick. You know, like my job was done.
People were like to me, like, oh, how could he leave Tasmania? That's the worst thing. I was like, man, if they want to pay me $1 million, I'd probably leave as well.
McVeigh for Magnay!
Super happy for him. You know, he's just one of those people you want to be around and want to play against.
20% of the people are going to hate me. They're going to be calling me a traitor. 20% of the people will love me, you know, no matter what. And then there's this mix in between that will want a good basketball game. You know, we cheer when Mags blocks one of my shots, maybe. You know, as if that happens. So it'll be this epic moment of just like, man, being grateful to have played there. I can't wait to hear the March, March, March chant. And I'm hoping that they don't get to play the song at the end because we come out with a win.
Jack McVeigh, we loved him in Adelaide. They loved him Tasmania as well, and they'll be loving him in Cairns at the moment. Of course, represented Australia at the Olympics, played for the Houston Rockets, 9 games last season, hit over 100 threes in the G League as well. Everywhere he has gone, Jack McVeigh, he's put a smile on basketball fans' faces, and we love him for it, Pete.
And he'd be smiling right now because half the job is done, right? They've come in, they've started really well on the road in the Silverdome against a good Tasmania outfit, and they haven't beat themselves, the Taipans, but it is a big second half.
It is. Marcus Lee's foul problems, of course, are going to be an issue for them to try and negotiate as well. But look, they led by 12 in that opening quarter, and then we saw the fight back come from Tasmania. But it's 9 here at half-time as we take a look at the Hungry Jacks highlights so far. And it really was a good start from the Cairns Taipans. After Hamilton opened scoring, they reeled off 7 unanswered points, Cairns, and grabbed some momentum early.
Yeah, again, and it was all on the back of just good offense. They're getting open 3 balls, they're giving up good for great, and they're being patient. They had probably a 4-minute stretch to the end of the first quarter and a couple of minutes in the second where it was the Cairns of old. They were taking poor shots, they weren't passing the ball, they were giving up offensive rebounds. But for the majority of it, and Andrew Andrews has been leading the charge, he's got 17 points. They've been terrific. Now, you've got to bank this. You can't just be happy and think that they've got the job done. The Blackmores player profiles for Andrew Andrews, they're 17 and 2. It's the 6 of 9 for me. Super efficient, and that's because the whole team's been great on the offensive end.
Had 13 of his 17 in the second quarter out of the 22 that his team came up with as well. And the way he's directed the ship, and of course he's coming off 10 assists in the game against Brisbane as well. So he's hit a rich vein of form, finding his feet in the NBL. He looks like a player.
Yeah, he looks great, and he's a different kind of player they originally wanted with Ashton Hagans, who was a really defensively minded. But this is a big second half for them. And the Rain Smith watch will get Kelsey to be all over. I know he hasn't scored in this game, but he missed the whole pre-season with a foot injury. Now, if it's the same one, that's where it starts to get concerning because they cannot afford any more injuries. That they call it the curse. I hope they haven't gone too early because they need him out there.
And what about the JackJumpers? What can they do? 2 of 9 from deep at the moment.
I mean, they're continuing to get the ball inside, right? You saw when Bryce Hamilton's getting downhill to his left hand, the floater, Ben Air did it a couple of times. Settling and understanding, notoriously, they don't shoot the ball well in the Silverdome. I don't know why, but really try and put some heat on the rim.
Well, of course, straight after this game, we're heading north to Brisbane, where it's going to be the Bullets entertaining the Sydney Kings. And Andrew Gaze is at courtside with us, with Damon Lowry, to tell us more.
Yeah, we've got 2 teams just trying to keep in touch with the top of the pack. And like you've got down there in Tasmania, we've got a player playing against his former team. Jalen Adams is coming back to take on the Sydney Kings here in Brisbane, Damon. I've never had to play against a team that I used to play for. What's it going to be like for him? What are you expecting?
Yeah, I've done it one time, and it didn't work out too well for me, but I feel like Jalen's going to be way better than what I did back in the day. Jalen's coming off the bench still, but he's playing some good basketball.
Yeah, it's been an interesting one with Jalen because he's had an up and down season. We've seen the MVP, Jalen Adams, and we've also seen get on a plane and go home, Jalen Adams. So it's going to be interesting to see how he fires up against his old team.
Thanks very much, Drewy and Damon. I think that was a flex from Drewy at half-time as well, the one-team GOAT that he is. But we'll be back with more action for you from Launceston. It's the Hungry Jacks NBL Indigenous round continues here on your Saturday night.
Welcome back to the Hungry Jacks NBL. We've got a second half. Welcome back to the Hungry Jacks NBL. We've got a second half coming up between the Tasmania JackJumpers and the Cairns Taipans. I'm here with Adam Ford. Adam, you have to be happy with that first half.
Yeah, I mean, the boys are showing a bit of spirit and a bit of fight, and that's all we can ask for.
For you personally, it's been very animated on the sidelines. How are you feeling that the game is being officiated?
Can't even chat. Marcus takes a hell of a charge. They decide to call a tech, not a blocking foul. You can't challenge it. Nothing we can do. But hey, I got to concentrate on one job. I can't be concentrating on everyone else's.
Just want to ask about Rain Smith. We saw him go down in the last bits of that first half. How's he going for the second?
He's out. So, you know, this is what we talked about, adversity. The basketball gods are testing us with the injuries, with the officiating. Hey, can we rise above it? And that's what we want.
Up by 9. Let's see how you go.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Kelsey, and to Adam Ford as well. Really appreciate the access we get from the coaches. And Rain Smith out for the game. That is terrible news.
Oh, it was innocuous too. As I said, he missed all of pre-season with a foot injury, and you could tell straight away he was not happy about it. So another chance for someone else to step up because they're in the driver's seat.
Possession arrow with the Tassie JackJumpers. All sorts of fun so far. If you're just joining us, tech foul for Adam Ford in the first quarter. Tech foul for Marcus Lee in the second. An opening scoring as he did in the first half. Bryce Hamilton adds to his tally now with 12 on 4 of 6 shooting.
Keep feeding him. Keep feeding him. He's going to be the one to light it up.
7-point ball game. It's been in double digits in favour of Cairns in both the first and second quarters. McVeigh against his former team.
Oh, that's tough.
That's nice.
That is tough from Jack McVeigh. You know that he wants this win more than anybody else. No, it's not My State Bank Arena, but all JackJumpers fans, and he said it in the feature. Doesn't want to hear the March, March, March song at the end.
Shot clock to 10 here for the JackJumpers. Hamilton looks inside. Magnay, extra pass from Bannon, and he's clubbed and will be off to the free throw line and try and earn them from there. And had problems from the free throw line.
Magnay's had a lot of problems, 2 of 6, and they're having a chat about it. This is just 2 best friends going at it. But that's probably going to get upgraded. Oh, sounds like he might have got away with it. I like that because this is 2 best friends. You knew he was going to give a hard foul trying to send him to the free throw line and test him out.
Will Magnay adds to his tally. 4 in the opening quarter, 6 in the first half, along with 5 rebounds. And just know that there's a run in the Tassie JackJumpers at some stage in this game. A tremendous job coming back. Came from, as we mentioned, 12 down. In fact, it was 9 down against Brisbane and 16 down against Sydney in the last quarter. Their comeback wins this season. 5 on the shot clock. Schofield trying to force something up there and it wasn't on. Well done from Josh Bannon there. Held him at bay, got the stop for the JackJumpers. Tiger Campbell thought about pulling the trigger quickly. Instead went to Bryce Hamilton, who dances inside, nothing on offer. Bannon gets involved. Here's Marshall, who's overdue, and he draws a foul on Schofield, who gets his first personal.
You know, Taz, you're going to have plenty of punches left to throw. The fact that they shot 33% in the first half, you just know that's not going to happen again. So if you're the Taipans, it's just about knuckling down and doing what's worked so far.
Thank you. Straight up, down there.
But there's the answer you asked me at half-time, Case. How did Tassie get back into it? Well, it's putting heat on the rim like that. Nick Marshall yet to score, and he's had a terrific season thus far. Some guys just find a home in the right place. Seems like Tasmania is perfect for the exit 36er.
He's enjoying it at the moment, averaging 8 points a game, 60% from the field and 39 from deep in his 22 minutes. An expanded role with that injury to Johnson. Starting lineup, and I know he's got all sorts of athleticism. Margin at 6. Almost 2 minutes played, term number 3. Andrews, good in this one. Game high scorer with 17 points. Hands over to Schofield and gets it back. Shot clock rolls to single numbers. This is McVeigh working on Marshall. Red numbers on the shot clock. Now gets the double team. Reaching in, Magnay's being caught with a hand in the cookie jar. He gets his first personal.
Didn't have to do it. Jack McVeigh wanted the one-on-one contest against Nick Marshall. He spoke about that pre-game. Have a look at this. He was doing a good job. Will Magnay just goes late.
Come on, guys. Ball's still coming in.
Didn't need to do it.
So Magnay with 2 fouls. Penn has 2 fouls. 7 on Tassie as a team. 11 on the Taipans, including 3 on Marcus Lee, who doesn't start this half, obviously. Barker out there. It's the problem that they have when Lee's in foul trouble. They don't have a lot of depth off the bench, and we've made a point of that throughout the equation tonight.
Let's go, Elliot. Get it in, get it in.
I like how particular they are. They're trying to feed their $1 million man. Jack McVeigh's got double figures, 4 of 8. He's hit 2 threes.
Mojave King getting the start in the second half as well with that injury to Rain Smith. Here's McVeigh, puts it on the deck. Rushes down low, couldn't get enough on it initially, and then does. Then they'll use a friendly roll, so McVeigh adds to his tally.
What did Will Magnay say to me in Summer League after they faced off? That Jack hit a couple of shots and said, welcome to the Jack McVeigh experience. Might have us getting ready to double down on that if they can continue to pull away.
So here's Campbell exploring, found an opening, and The runner wouldn't work for him, but it came back to Magnay, who finishes it in style.
Yeah, it's not going to count up on the stat sheet, but give a lot of credit to Josh Bannon. His work on the offensive glass.
So Tassie back to within 6. 3 minutes played, term number 3. Taipans trying to thread the needle inside. Good pressure on the Taipans, and now they've got red numbers on the shot clock for Andrews, but he's been proficient at this. Not on this occasion. Lost the handle. Schofield must fire. Shot clock going off in the background. Just got it off in time, according to the referees.
That should be Cairns' ball. Jump ball. They've got a jump ball. Sort of be the Taipans' ball anyway.
Some mild confusion. Adam Ford already with a technical foul that he picked up at the end of the first quarter. Needs to bite his lip. Marcus Lee comes back in here after just 3 and a bit minutes of the third term.
No, it's not. No, we don't do that. Come on now.
Andrews restarts, and this is Schofield.
Go off, testing the boundaries on the sideline as well.
Andrews gets past Campbell and banks 2 more, so he's got 19 on 7 of 10 from the field.
He knows one way, and that is to get him up. Andrews. He can't believe it because he cannot get a call himself. Hard to get back in after that. Runs straight into Tiger Campbell. I don't think he's arguing the call. I think he's arguing, where's that for me?
Campbell takes it from Hamilton, banging bodies with Andrews off the ball. Grabbing the attention of the referees. He's Magnay. Short-armed that. Didn't look comfortable taking the shot against Marcus Lee, but they kept it alive, and this man is overdue. Marshall, he fires again unsuccessfully. None of 4 from the field, including none of 3 from deep.
Yeah, he's having a tough night, Nick Marshall. Plenty of time left to be the hero like he was last week.
Cairns by 8 with possession. Here's McVeigh against his former team. He adds another 2. He's got 14 now, Jack McVeigh, and only his teammate Andrews with 19 has more.
The Taipans have nearly 50 points on the board with only 3 scorers if you take out Mojave King's 2 points.
Getting it done at the moment. And a quick push shot there from Bannon as he adds to his tally. So he's into double digits now.
It is a hilarious box score when you look at it. And you see Schofield with 13. McVeigh and Andrews, the only other 2 in double figures. Mojave King with 2. And they're up 8.
This time from outside, McVeigh off the mark. Barker can't keep it alive, and Campbell off and running now. Tassie down 8 here, middle stages of the third. Close enough if good enough as Marshall muscles down low on the baseline and banks 2 off the window.
Good time out here from Adam Ford. You just feel the momentum swinging back in Tasmania's favour. Calls a timeout to settle their troops if you've just jumped in. Rain Smith ruled out. We'll find out more about it. Cairns couldn't afford any more injuries, and if that is something that annoyed him and kept him out of pre-season with his foot, that is a big concern.
Let's see if we can listen in with Scott Roth here during the timeout.
You don't like it, throw back. We're going to the second side with it. And if you have anything in transition and we snap, we're going to the gaggle. Tight curl and play out of there. From now on, we come down the floor. Van is in the middle of the floor, and we got Smalls on the outside. And we're playing out of that, too. Middle drag. Just those simple things. And switch the push, wall up, foul discipline, gang rebound. All right? Hey, they slow it down. Stay tough mentally. Together, 1, 2, 3, together.
Scott Roth in year 5 of his coaching career in the Hungry Jacks NBL. 55% winning strike rate, a championship winner as well, as we know. 4 coaches in the competition for the championship next to their name. Brian Gorgian's got 6 of them, and Dean Vickerman with 3. And penciling in number 4. Those like what Melbourne United are up and about at the moment. Of course, Justin Tatum with Illawarra winning last year. Last season, to be precise.
Mighty challenge ahead for Justin Tatum and the Hawks. To be honest, there's a big challenge for 9 teams right now to chase down Melbourne United.
Indeed.
Red hot.
Let's go courtside to Kelsey Brown.
As you can see, Rain Smith, he's at the end of the bench. He's got ice on the bottom of his right foot, so it doesn't look good at the moment. I'm sure there'll be more information to come out of that, but ice straight on the foot after this one.
That's not good, Kelsey. Appreciate the update. McVeigh off the mark. Bannon snatches another rebound. So that's number 8 for him in that category that he leads in the game. Hamilton shakes them. Couldn't finish it though. Deng had it, but it was knocked away by Marcus Lee. And the clean-up too belongs to Josh Bannon. Will he be the man? He's up to 12 now. No one has more for the JackJumpers.
Oh, it's also Majuk Deng as well. Here we go.
Let it go, let it go, let it go. Ben, Ben.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I am shocked that Ben Air was the third one in.
Let it go, let it go. Andrew, let it go, please. Thank you, thank you.
No need to get overexcited here again. A couple of former teammates.
Yeah, that's just all.
Jack McVeigh and
that's
Mitchell
just
Deng.
competitors going at it. That's all that is. There's emotion in this for sure.
So we got the first foul, green 5, and then I'm going to.
Now look here, it was a good little trap.
To review if there's a third man.
They called a foul.
Do you have anything?
I got nothing wrong with those two just having a little bit back and forth, and then Ben Air actually comes in to separate, and Andrews is a bit of an instigator.
Can you please review for any third man in?
So you can hear the referees talking about, can we review for third man in? It'll be the fourth man, if anything. It'll be Andrew Andrews, because Ben Air came in to try and separate, which is just a bit of love from the former championship winners.
Oh, it was an Adelaide 36ers reunion there for a moment with Majuk Deng and Jack McVeigh there, and then Ben Air getting involved, and Nick Marshall was in the equation. Just chatting about good old days back in the city of churches.
Now look at it here. Majuk Deng just kind of threw him out. Jack McVeigh didn't like it.
Side out! Side out! Cairns ball!
Well, Andrews came in and only started really revving up after the fact. I don't think there's anything in any of that.
Well, let's go courtside to Kelsey Brown. What did you make of it?
Well, it's been interesting that the Tassie crowd have not gone against Jack McVeigh at all, but a big boo coming there at the end. And in fact, there's plenty of people still rolling around with a McVeigh Tasmania jersey on here tonight. It's interesting to see how they'll react after that one.
I'll tell you what, the way he's playing right now, and when the game gets on the line, there'll be plenty of boos.
Well, they need a bucket here, the Taipans. Just 8 points for them in almost 6 minutes in term number 3. The margin has been halved to 4, and there is the bucket they needed.
I'll tell you what, after all of that, Andrew Andrews is lighting it up. 22 points. He is 8 of 11.
Bannon been good right throughout the game and sets up again in the low block. Nothing on offer. Here's Marshall. Gunshy now with his shooting woes. Wanted to get a little closer. One way, back the other. Nothing on offer. Good D there from Cairns. They get the board as well through Galloway. So up 7. A little over 3 minutes left until three-quarter time in the first of our double-headers. Brisbane and Sydney still to come your way. Good games coming tomorrow as well. Single digits on the shot clock here for the Taipans, and they go back to the man with a hot hand. He's got 22, Andrews, this time. Puts it on the deck, pulls up, that's off the mark, and Deng the rebound.
Rather than settle for the 3-ball.
Here's Bannon from close range. He's shut down. Marcus Lee playing with those 3 fouls. With a big defensive play, and it was a dangerous one given his problems. Scott Roth, as you saw, wanted a travelling violation. It ended up with McVeigh's triple.
Here we go. Still 54 points on the board for the Taipans. Take out Mojave Kings 2. There's been 3 guys who have done the damage. McVeigh up to 17, Andrews 22, and Schofield 13. Who I don't think scored for a while. Here's that Amy replay, the block from Marcus Lee. That's why he's so important. And then $1 million man trying to get one up on his former team.
3 of 9 from deep, Jack McVeigh. You see the leading scorers in the game. JackJumpers, well, they need to find someone. Defensive play there from Magnate. Hamilton, he dances down low, contact on the shot, so he's off to the free throw line. Restricted Bryce Hamilton to just 2 points so far in this quarter.
Let's go! Stop! Let's go! Up high!
As I mentioned, so much riding on this game. Tassie looking for a spot in the top 4. Cairns looking to get themselves off the bottom of the ladder. No surprise, this has been a grind and arm wrestle.
Desperation. It is desperate times. As we said, Case, the The fact that there's more games in this NBL season, yes, they've lost a lot, and they've lost a lot of big games too. With Wardenberg coming back in a few weeks, the FIBA break in a couple of weeks' time, if you can just keep your head above water for these next 3 weeks and get towards anywhere in the top 6 by the season's end, all of this will be forgotten.
2.5 to play, term number 3. Taipans come forward, they're up 10 at the moment. McVeigh shares it with Marcus Lee, the 2 former JackJumpers combined. Shot clock rolls to 3, it needs to go up, and in a hurry here, McVeigh against Magnay, forced into a tough shot, couldn't get it to go. Look at Hamilton upstairs grabbing the rebound, off to Ben Air. Magnay on the perimeter. Fans looking to get excited as well. They turn it over, 6th turnover in the game for Tassie. They had 4 of those in the opening quarter, so well to reel that in as Barker does the ball carrying duties. Hands off to McVeigh. Here's Schofield finding an opening, but he's off the mark. Hamilton grabs the rebound. Schofield yet to score since half-time.
And all Andrews and McVeigh. JackJumpers need Tiger Campbell. He's at the scorer's desk, but he's the one who can really set everybody up.
Hamilton's off the mark. Point shooting woes continue. The JackJumpers, 2 of 13, 15%. Saw last night, the Royal Hawks, 2 of 23 from long range. They hit 1 in the first quarter, and then they hit 1 in the third quarter.
He's not going to win games shooting that poorly. He continues to blaze away. 36% from the field as a whole is Schofield. This is a bunny.
Good work from Deng there to keep McVeigh and not foul. A little over a minute out from 3-quarter time. Pivotal time in the game. Campbell, pocket pass. Magnay off glass. Didn't get enough on the shot, and Marcus Lee grabs the rebound. Number 5 for him in that category. Here he is on the open deck. Now McVeigh.
Just clear out. Jack McVeigh go to work.
Against Nick Marshall, the 2 36ers, or former 36ers. Red numbers on the shot clock now for McVeigh as Deng takes over. He works his way past from close range, couldn't finish it. Well done, Magnay. Controlled it to Campbell. Chance for the JackJumpers to finish with a flourish here in the third quarter. Some momentum to build on to take into the last quarter where we know they're so dangerous. This is Deng. Works inside on Lee. Tough shot. Rattles around the rim and it tumbles for Majuk Deng.
And that's how hard it's been to score for the JackJumpers in this game. Majuk Deng just battling, forcing it up there. Cairns, this is a huge possession right here.
4 points in the game for Majuk Deng on a season average of 9. 2-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock as we head toward 3-quarter time. Barker lost the handle on it there. The opening came up. Cecil was slapped out of his hands. He wants a challenge here.
I'm not so sure.
He's already challenged once as a coach tonight, Adam Ford, in the opening quarter and got it right.
He's going to challenge it again. Just from our angle, it looked like he just slipped out of his hands. So Adam Ford saying, are you sure? I think it just slipped out of his hands, and I just don't know if you have to burn a challenge. Up 7. He looks 100% confident here, Lockie Barker. I hope for his sake he is.
So the coach's challenge is on with 7 seconds left, term number 3. 7-point margin. This should be a good angle. Did Ben Air have a hand in there to dislodge that and out of court? Without Lockie Barker getting another touch on it.
I mean, the way that Ben Air's trying to flick it back into play. Based on these angles, let's have another look at it here. They slow it right down and see. Yeah, I reckon he gets a little piece, but then I think it might come off Barker's right hand. It might be hard to overturn.
Well, that's the crucial factor, isn't it? It has to be.
Oh, he definitely gets a finger on it.
Clear evidence that the call is wrong, and I'm not convinced. I know the coach's challenge. He's lost it now, Adam Ford.
I reckon he got maybe a thumb or a finger on it, but again, he's trying to bring it back into play, and it flies out the other way. So even if it is touch and go, based on what we saw, as you said, it's not clear. But there's just...
All right, ball's coming in.
Just don't think you have to lose it. Another timeout as well, in a game that could go down to the wire. Look at it, that left hand from Ben Air. Yeah, he definitely gets a little finger on it, but jeepers.
Where's Tiger Campbell rushing up the floor at the other end? The lid provided by Majuk Deng. Might have been after the event. Schofield looking a little sheepish here. May have picked up his second foul.
It was goaltending. We're going to check the clock.
They're calling it goaltend. Those 2 points regardless.
There's Campbell bouncing off Mojave King. Schofield slapping the board as Deng puts a lid on it. So that 5 the difference, 0.6 of a second. So this will be a Hail Mary from Marcus Lee. Led by 3 points at quarter time, Cairns. Led by 9 at the half. Right now it's been cut to 5. The JackJumpers hit the opening shot of the game and have not been in front since. Lee, the King, that's going to be after the event. So three-quarter time arrives at the Silverdome in Launceston, and the Cairns Taipans enjoy a 5-point buffer. It is game on. Cairns 54, Tassie 49. Exciting final quarter looming here. Stay with us in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Whoever's further, or you got a minute, $500 up for grab. Let's count them in, Silverdome. Ready to go. 3, 2, 1, and slide. Let's see how we go. Make some noise. You got to slide all the way to the other end of the finish line. So far, so good. We're pretty even here. Oh, everyone's going here. He practices it. Where are we at? $500 up for grabs. I think he's got face burn over there. Oh my goodness! Oh, I think we got a winner! Are we all the way over? He's done it. He's done it. That's good enough. All right, we're good. Oh, hugs from Jack. That's all the winning we need. My goodness. All right, come in, buddy. Well done. Come on in. How good is this? You're taking it for the team. He's a team effort, obviously. Do you practice this at the home generally? Or? Really? Now you have won your team $500 thanks to my state bank. How good is that? Pretty good. All right, give us a big go, Jackies. Go, Jackies. Go. Thanks to my state bank. Right, if you want your shot on game day, it is simple. Become a MyState Bank customer for your chance to win this season plus other MyState.com.au/JackJumpers.
Tempers have flared here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. It's Indigenous round down here in Tasmania, and the JackJumpers find themselves with their backs against the wall. A 5-point deficit to the Cairns Taipans, led by Andrew Andrews, who's been lethal from deep. He's got 22 points at three-quarter time. 5 points the difference, as I said, heading into this last quarter. But I want to ask Pete Hooley, we know we never count Tasmania JackJumpers out, but who is going to be the person that stands up and gets this one done?
Well, it's going to be Bryce Hamilton, to be honest. And in the third quarter, there's too many possessions where he just doesn't touch it. He's got to be involved in the offense. He's unstoppable at times.
Quick foul going to be called on Barker here. It's going to be his second personal. I think Taipans
might stepped out of bounds, actually, Case.
Just stepped out of bounds. We thought he was bumped. Get the call, though.
He had a good case.
Just 14 points for the Taipans in the third, their lowest scoring third quarter of the season. Jack McVeigh provided 9 of those, and Andrew Andrews had the other 5. Just 2 scorers, and they still lead here.
Again, Mojave King has 2 points, and then 3 other guys have done all the damage. It is a staggering box score, but they find themselves up 5 on the road.
And here's Andrews again with a shot clock wound right down to the end, but can't convert. And a chance for the Jackies. Fans have been wanting to get involved and invited in to the contest all night. Haven't been able to get too much to be excited about. Down 12 in the opening quarter, down 10 in the second and in the third. Magnay from close range can't convert.
They just can't hit anything. They're just going to make sure it's all clean. Kelsey spoke about the humidity in the Silverdome. No air conditioning, but hasn't caused too many turnovers thus far. 11 offensive rebounds for Tasmania, but 36% from the field. Jack McVeigh, that lasted all but a minute, that rest.
And the Taipans, well, they've had trouble closing out games in terms of they've won just one of the 10 last quarters that they've played. 2 games that they've won this season, the Taipans. They defeated Brisbane by 1 and won by 3 in Sydney. They had to come from behind in the last quarter on both occasions to get the wins. They lead here into the final quarter. And again, Andrews, patient with it, uses McVeigh. Guarded by a double team, including Marshall. Skip pass outside. Schofield, been quiet in the second half, but he comes up with his first score since halftime.
I mean, that's peak Cairns basketball. Lockie Barker had an easy layup if they just threw it underneath, but he hits Schofield. Again, it's just been Schofield 16, McVeigh 17, Andrews 22. They're the 3 doing the damage. It's been enough.
10 threes for the Taipans, 2 for the JackJumpers as Magnay.
Off ball, 14, 12, 3, blue 12.
So the foul called on Andrews, going to be his 3rd personal. Off the ball foul there.
Here it is, Galloway to Schofield. Knocks it down. So Schofield, McVeigh and Andrews, 10 threes between them. That's like every 3 for the Taipans. They are just 3 of 3 from the free throw line. They've been to the free throw line 3 times compared to Tasmania's 21. They're doing the damage from deep.
Deng shares it around. This is Hamilton. Shot clock at red numbers. He muscles his way in close. It rattled around the rim and jumped out. Schofield had it momentarily and Magnay stole it and threw it down and adds a 2.
Now that's how you get the field goal percentage up. Just put a lid on it. Will Magnay, his 9th rebound.
10 points as well, so he's into double digits. Just behind Hamilton with 13 and Bannon with 12.
Just wonder, this crowd has been very friendly to Jack McVeigh thus far, albeit except for the little bit of a heated exchange. When we look at the Amy replay, Will Magnay was just in the area, the ball spills out to him and he just put a lid on it. But if Jack McVeigh can draw a couple more fouls, hit a couple more shots, you know he's going to celebrate. The crowd might just turn on him.
As Andrews exploring, works to an opening. Can't convert though. Deng the rebound. Hands over to Tiger Campbell. Margin at 6. 7.5 to play. Set up for the JackJumpers to come storming home, as we know they can. Hamilton works to an opening. That's off the mark. Marcus Lee grabs the rebound.
His 6th rebound, Marcus Lee. Hasn't scored yet, because that's because the majority of their team hasn't. There's donuts everywhere. Outside of the 3.
Well,
this man included.
Top of the key, fires from deep. That's off the mark.
Double now for Will Magnay.
Feeds the ball forward. Marshall back to Campbell. Pocket pass, finds Deng rolling to the hoop, and he draws contact. Foul going to be on Marcus Lee. That will be his 4th.
A big decision here from Adam Ford. Does he sit him for a couple of minutes, or does he continue to roll with Marcus Lee, who's been really good outside of the foul trouble, been solid? I think you're going to have to roll the dice.
So Deng to the free throw line for the first time in the game. 86% on the season, 12 of 14 as Magnay gets a rest. So far the Taipans have just 1 turnover in the game, and it came in the opening quarter. So they've looked after the ball particularly well. It's a credit to Andrew Andrews, who's done a lot of the ball carrying duties. So that would be an NBL record. They can keep it at 1 for the remainder.
I would be shocked.
I think I would be as well,
I would be shocked,
the
but
way
I
this
tell
is
you
going to
what,
unfold.
they've gone to the Silverdome and they've played very, very well up to this point. But this last 7 minutes is going to feel like an eternity for the Taipans. Desperate for a win.
So Barker with the ball carrying duties, hands over to Andrews. Up there with Schofield, McVeigh and Lee. Here's McVeigh taking on former Adelaide teammate Marshall. Red numbers on the shot clock. Outside it comes from Barker, the former Jack Jumper. He's off the mark. Bannon running. Secures the rebound. Feeds Bryce Hamilton. Goes to Majuk Deng for the triple. Yes, he knocks down the three. It's back to a single point, the difference.
Tell you what, Majuk Deng, we know he loves big moments. 3 of 16 as a team, but he steps up.
Well, nervous watch now for the Cairns Taipans fans as Andrew spies an opening, knifes his way inside, draws contact. Foul going to be called on Nick Marshall, going to be his second personal.
Knocking. 2.
Free throws for the first time since halftime for the Cairns Taipans. They're 3 of 3. The JackJumpers are 15 of 23 from the stripe.
Yeah, there's a huge discrepancy there, and to be honest, they've all been there. We're going to get a quick timeout because this game's coming down to the wire.
Single point the difference, 57-56. Stay with us. Well, you feel for the Cairns Taipans. They have done so much well in this game, Pete, but they've still got to find the finish line.
Oh, and they're down on bodies, right, with Rain Smith ruled out. Marcus Lee with 4 fouls. They feel like the basketball gods are against them, according to Adam Ford. And to be honest, he might have a strong case right there. They get a chance to get a really big win on the road if they can get it done.
The JackJumpers have made a living from coming from behind. Saw it against the Sydney Kings. We've seen it also against Brisbane. Right now, a single point the difference. We've got a cliffhanger, and a little later it's going to be the Brisbane Bullets up against the Sydney Kings from the River City.
All the heat on the Sydney Kings. A lot of people picked them to be around the championship mark in the pre-season. How do they respond to the Brisbane Bullets as they await some guys back from injury? Mitch Norton, Sam McDaniel. They've got some really exciting pieces in Casey Prather, Tyrell Harrison. That's going to be a fun one.
6th and 7th on the ladder. The fans in Launceston hoping there's burgers on offer here as well. And they're halfway there. It's well short off the front of the rim there.
You just feel like the Taipans are there to hang on and win this game. Someone else has to score. Outside of the big three, someone's just going to have to hit a shot. And Harvey King with those 2 points, he's 1 of 6.
Andrew Andrews makes the back end, just teasing them. So 23 in the game now for him. That ties his season high and career best in the Hungry Jacks NBL in game number 10. They lead by 2. 4 minutes played in the last quarter. Hamilton in traffic. He ties it away.
It is absolutely beautiful, that floater. Absolutely beautiful. His size, the way he just gets deep in the paint, rises up.
And now a technical foul called on the JackJumpers for a delay of game. 3rd technical in the game. Adam Ford had one in the first. Marcus Lee given one for a flop in the second. And McVeigh ices the free throw. Let's go courtside to Kelsey Brown.
Tassie has won the last 8 games when they've run the rebounding count. And if you look at it at the moment, it's 42-28. That was the big message from Scott Roth. Let's crash the glass, make sure we're rebounding. This is how we're going to win this game.
Well, they've won 7 of their last 8 against Cairns, but they've lost 6 of their last 7 at the Silverdome. As I mentioned at the top of the show, Cairns undefeated at the Silverdome. If you can count a 1-0 record as undefeated. Marcus Lee adds the 2, his first score in the game.
Someone else, that's a good roll there from Marcus Lee and a good finish.
1 possession game. Shot clock works to 10 for Hamilton. He steps back from beyond the arc, quarter deep. Mojave King grabs the rebound. Been good in that category. It's number 6 for him.
This game, you just feel like the script has a Jack McVeigh game winner written all over it.
5-minute warning. Cairns by 3 with possession. bled everywhere after Tassie knocked down the first shot. Here's Hamilton exploring Deng. Starting to warm to the occasion. He's deep with the three there. 3 of 18 from long range. Taipans have hit 10 threes in the game. It's been the Taipans from deep and the JackJumpers from the free throw line. And Andrews shares it across. Shot comes from the outside. A little lap, wouldn't tumble there. For Mojave King. And now Bannon. For Hamilton. Puts it on the deck. Nothing on offer. Campbell.
Just clear out.
They go to Hamilton from the foul line. He elevates, knocks down the shot. He's got 17 now in the game.
Just clear out. Let him go to work. The mismatch with Marcus Lee. Bryce Hamilton. It's something about the left ear, as you mentioned as well. It's just so pretty. Loves the mid-range, loves the floater, the step-back three as well. Can finish at the rim.
Go inside, and McVeigh was fouled, rushing to the hoop. He gets it done. Chance at a three-point play.
Basket, green 12, hit.
He had a brief look at the JackJumpers bench too, and I think he thought it's a bit too early to have any sort of reaction. All about his business. He's got 20 points, 6 rebounds. Have a look at this, gets whacked across the head. Had a quick turn to the bench. Thought better of it. What a return.
One shot. One.
Season high of 24 points for Jack McVeigh at Sydney, round 2. It's up to 20 at the moment. Only Andrews with 23 has more in the game. He adds the extra. So it's a 4-point ball game inside the last 4 minutes. The JackJumpers pull it out of the fire, as they did in Sydney last weekend, and this man, Bryce Hamilton, is thinking yes.
Set it off the top. They have no answer for him. Continue to put him in every bit of action and let him go to work. Because if he's not going to score, he's going to find someone who's wide open. He's just that good.
McVeigh top of the key. Now Marcus Lee in a mismatch. Slapping away at the ball there. Nick Marshall. McVeigh wants to draw a foul as well. Do so, but he knocks down a tough shot. The other end, Marshall takes them on, and they shut him down. Forcing a jump ball. Possession error will come into effect here as Marshall is stopped in his tracks. He's 1 of 5 from the field, none of 3 from deep, just 3 in the game for Nick Marshall.
Has he have 4 fouls as well? Jack McVeigh, what a shot. Great hands there from Galloway. McVeigh with that stop right in front of the guy wearing his Tassie jersey. I think it's a bold strategy to wear an opposing. I know he's a.
Nah, you went 60 and then you had
essentially a family friend still.
Okay, so who's 62?
So a little over 3 minutes out from the decision here. Cairns lead by 4. They led by 12 in the opening quarter, and double digits in the second and the third.
Scott.
Chris Reed just trying to get Scott Roth's attention.
So I don't have to repeat it. So, okay, so it's 62 Tasmania, 66 Cairns, all right? That's 62 Tasmania, 66 Cairns. Okay, the board's saying it's right here. That's not right. We're trying to fix it. That's all right.
The scoreboard in the venue, what needs to be corrected, what you see on the screen is correct according to Chris Reed in the scoring bench, 62-66.
And Scott Roth, as you said, very straightforward. They need to know what's going on, which is a very good point.
So the Taipans, can they find the finish line? Less than 3 minutes to play. Mojave King gives it up to McVeigh and gets it back from Lee. On the play as well.
Our first grab. Here.
I'll tell you what, that looked like it was an offensive foul, but the foul first
foul is green 11
on
first.
Nick Marshall.
Goals made. Have 2 shots.
So unless it was an unsportsmanlike or anything after that, it doesn't matter because the first foul, let's have another look here. That hold right there, oh yeah, got him with the elbow. And he only got him with the elbow because he got held.
So they're over the limit in terms of fouls here as well, Tassie. Only had 8 fouls in the first 3 quarters, the JackJumpers, and they've got 5 in this last quarter.
Oh, Jack's on the line. 2 big free throws, misses the first.
And Marcus Lee denies them, the Hungry Jacks burgers, at least for the moment. So the margin back to 5. Started this term with a 5-point buffer. And they're holding off the Tassie Charge, who closed to within 1. Through this man, Hamilton. Majuk Deng, catch and shoot. Mark on the 3-quarter deep. And Andrews with the rebound.
It's great game awareness from the Cairns Taipans. Just take possessions out of it. Right down to the end of the shot clock. Get a good look. No need to go early whatsoever.
McVeigh, top of the key. Now Andrews. Red numbers on the shot clock for him now. Puts his head down. JackJumpers can't afford to foul, and Andrews with a new season and career best high in the Hungry Jacks NBL with 25 gives his team a 7-point lead with 2 and a bit to play.
Well, the Cairns Taipans aren't happy about this. Saying that someone's doing something dirty to Andrew Andrews. Oh, Nick Marshall gave him a little bit of a bump on the way to the bench.
Well, 11-4 run here in the last 3 minutes after scores were level. And Tassie picked up a technical foul for a delay of game warning at 58-58. And since then, it's been the Taipans who've had the better of it.
This is what happened. This is what Cairns weren't happy about. Nick Marshall just throwing the chicken wing out. Referee was right there. Andrews didn't like it. I love Nick Marshall. Just be a little careful.
Bit of frustrating night for Nick, hasn't it?
Well, that's
5 from the field.
One guy has 3 points, one has 25. One's team leading by 7, so just be a little cautious. This game is far from over. Plenty of time to play the hero for Nick Marshall, still like he did last week.
Regardless of the final result here, it's going to be Tassie's lowest ever score against Cairns. Just 62 on the board at the moment for the JackJumpers.
Cairns haven't been doing a good job of scoring the entire season, and for them to be in the box seat with just 69 points says a lot.
Little over 2 minutes to play. The JackJumpers with it all to do here. Majuk Deng wants to go quickly. He's off the front of the rim. 3 of 20 from deep now at just 15%. The shooting woes at the Silverdome. We mentioned top of the program, hasn't been a happy hunting ground. Lost their last 3 there, 6 of their last 7. In fact, they played 8 games in Launceston and they've won 2.
They shoot terribly there. Normally the away team does too, to be fair. Seems like they tighten the rims up a little bit more. But 3 of 20. They've looked good when they can put their head on the rim.
Doing it? Yeah.
So because it's under 2 minutes by 1 second, they can review it without needing it to be challenged.
Oh, it looked like that from here.
It looked like it was Tassie ball. Oh, I tell you what. Schofield wasn't confident. I think Adam Ford's just seen the replay. And it's going to be Cairns' ball. Wow. Fordy gives a little curtsy on the sideline.
Finally, he says, something's gone our way. So he has lost Rain Smith to injury in this game. But they'll take the win any way they can. And on the bottom of the ladder with a 2-8 record, the win means a lot. The Cairns Taipans searching for their 2nd road win of the season. Here's Schofield from close range, trying to clean up his own miss.
Thank you. Green ball.
I think that's... Might be a goaltend. Yeah, it's going to be a goaltend. Schofield.
Yes, please review.
Schofield, a good effort. A 2nd effort, I should say. And Majuk Deng, I think, just grabbing the net. They're going to have a look at it again under 2 minutes.
Last 2 minutes.
Hear the referee explaining that. Under 2 minutes, don't have to challenge it. Make sure every call's right. But again, that mid-post from Admiral Schofield. Shocker, he is incredibly strong. I like it when he gets down there.
Interference with the net there. Majuk Deng, his hand almost.
Yep, that's the right call.
So they've got it right. It's a 9-point lead for Cairns.
Yeah.
Saw Adam Ford mopping his brow. We know it's humid there in the Silverdome in Launceston. Right now, with his team having lost 7 consecutive games, he's feeling the pinch, but they're closing in on their next win. We look at Jack McVeigh and Bryce Hamilton, thanks to Blackmores, and McVeigh just edging ahead after Hamilton had done a lot of his good work in that first half.
And because 7 of 14 is not enough shots, shooting 50% from the field. Yes, they're all struggling from 3. 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Needs the ball in his hands. He's had it the last few possessions, but outside of him, Josh Bannon's hit the 5 field goals. It has been a struggle for the Tassie JackJumpers, and then all the credit to the Cairns Taipans. If they can hold on to this, it is a gutsy win considering all the circumstances.
McVeigh coming off 23 points against Brisbane on Thursday night. His best for the Cairns Taipans, as I mentioned, 24 against the Kings in round 2. His career high, somewhat surprisingly, is 28 for Jack McVeigh. So not a huge scorer, but a man who's able to score when it counts most.
A lot of that comes from a guy who was just a role player for so long of his career.
Well, they got things back on level terms at 58 apiece, the JackJumpers, but since then, Taipans have been able to steady, and time is of the essence here as Hamilton dances around the 3-point line, now takes on Andrews and gets it done with a floater up to 21.
Not over yet. JackJumpers' message in that timeout probably would have been, stay the course, the Cairns might give them a chance.
Hamilton coming off 26 points for Tassie against Perth on Wednesday night.
That's going to send him to the free throw line.
Thank you. 2 bonus.
Just not smart there from a Juk Den.
Guys, huddle outside.
Let's go courtside to Kelsey Brown.
Pete, you talk about what Scott Roth would have been saying. I can see in the Cairns Taipans timeout, they can sense the desperation of this game, how much they need it. Andrew Andrews was very vocal. Jack McVeigh was taking the lead there. They know the importance of this game, and you could sense the urgency in that timeout.
Well, the Taipans haven't won for 5 weeks. They're on a 7-game losing slide at the moment. With 1:24 on the clock, they lead by 9, and it's going to take a miracle now for the JackJumpers to alter the course of this game. Tiger Campbell, 8 points for him, just the 2 assists. He goes to Dang, who fires quickly. I'll refrain from reading out the woeful 3-point shooting stats that the JackJumpers have had in this game.
Oh, I won't. What are they? 13.5% from 3. That is not going to win you a whole lot of ball games. Credit to them because they've monstered Cairns on the rebounds. Both teams have 12 assists. Just the 2 turnovers for the Taipans up until this point.
And again, this box score is going to make morbid reading for some people. And the Taipans have only 3 players who have hit multiple field goals in this game. And they're in the 70s, and they're going to win.
Well, I don't want to go too early on that. I've seen some strange things this year, Case. But it's staggering, staggering. 25 for Andrews, 23 for McVeigh, and 18 for Schofield have done all the damage.
They need points and in a hurry, and from outside, Nick Marshall comes up with the goods.
Don't want to go too early. 6-point ball game, Cairns. Got to get it in.
They do that. JackJumpers over the limit. Now going to send Cairns to the free throw line. But they don't really have an option here. They've got Andrews in a sticky situation. He did well to get rid of that, and then Campbell almost relieved them of possession.
I'm going to review the play out of bounds.
So caught in a trap there. Andrews found a passing lane. They're going to review the out of bounds call though.
And these ones, when we've seen them in the NBA too, if you actually break it down and get the perfect camera angle frame by frame, so often they can go the other way, just on smallest of margins.
They're always close when you play that, right?
We saw the one before, that Josh Bannon rebound. Everybody thought it was going to be Tasmania ball. Like right there, even though Campbell's swiping down at it, does it come off Galloway's fingertips last?
Just checking this one out.
So inside the last 60 seconds, and the Taipans edging toward the finish line. They lead by 6. McVeigh to restart. Not a lot to go to here. Not at Schofield. It's stolen by Majuk Dang and dancing on the sideline, though he stepped out of court.
They're going to look at this one too.
To see if you're out of bounds here first.
Cairns Taipans, can they just get
I have Green out of bounds before you.
a better inbounds play? Get the ball in.
Admiral, just come back here, please.
Well, he got rid of the ball, did he?
Oh, I tell you what.
Just before he stepped out, he might have come up with a heads-up play here, Majuk Dang. He certainly thought that was the case.
You're going to go frame by frame. We know what happened last week with the game winner frame by frame. It's tough to call.
10 seconds. Look at this one. It was on 10 seconds at the inbound.
Love the response from Majuk Dang. When he was calling for a possession, and he was told they're going to review it. He said, oh, okay.
It's smart from having Majuk Dang with the length. I tell you what.
Oh, finding when the foot is touching the ground there.
I think he's let go of it.
It's tight, isn't it? It is tight.
You hear Majuk Dang? He's seen the replay.
No, we did. We did.
It's like in between frames would have the perfect answer, but you go back. Yeah. It might be Tasmania ball. But this is such a big call.
6 the margin. 52.9 on the clock. Cairns will get a chance to extend the margin, or will it go back to Tasmania? We might get it back to a one-possession game.
Oh, it's going to be Cairns ball still.
So the fans don't like it, but Cairns will restart here.
Yeah, right. 9 on clock. 9 on clock. Dan gets control and then it's out of bounds.
Yep, we're ready to go.
9 seconds on the shot clock for the Taipans.
Jack McVeigh just leads straight to the ball now. Don't even try and screen. Jack McVeigh just push off Nick Marshall, get the ball, and dribble to the middle of the floor. There you go.
That's where they go. McVeigh against Marshall. Milk the clock here.
Just feel it coming.
Red numbers on the shot clock. McVeigh's going to have to let it fly a little off balance. Can't get it to go. Parker had it snatched out of his hands, though, by Tiger Campbell. A chance for the JackJumpers here. Hamilton, the danger man. Stutter step, works his way to the elbow, pulls up, can't get it to go, and now they get after the loose ball, and Schofield finds Andrews, who's fouled quickly.
Oh, that was the last chance you'd feel. This is so gutsy from the Cairns Taipans. Yes, Tasmania have shot poorly, but Cairns, through injuries, through adversity, Rain Smith ruled out after playing just 9 minutes. Hopefully it's not too much longer he's out for, but it's a concern. And with 3 guys doing most of the damage, what a performance.
There is Rain Smith. Just took the 2 shots in the game. Only 9 minutes before limping off the floor just prior to half-time. Andrews off the mark. We might give them burgers to go home with, if not a win here for the JackJumpers. I know which they'd prefer. Maybe the kids would prefer the burgers. Andrews has had a career night in the NBL here. He's got 25. And he rattles that one home to give his team a 7-point lead and deny the hungry Tasmanian fans, the hungry Jacks.
Just be smart here for the Taipans. No need to foul.
Campbell zigzags its way up the floor on Banks and easy 2. But it's a 5-point spread, 18.7 left on the clock, and timeout called. Tangerine timeout. And the Taipans crawling their way to the finish line here, under pressure from the JackJumpers, are doing all they can.
Good timeout here from Adam Ford. Get the ball advanced if you want to. It's your choice. I'd give yourself more opportunity to run in the backcourt.
Of course, at this late stage of the game, no audio for the broadcast in the huddles at this stage. A reminder, straight after this, it's Brisbane against Sydney. The Saturday switch is well in between. And then tomorrow, the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix host the Perth Wildcats. Adelaide against Illawarra is the second game on your Sunday. And on Monday, Melbourne Cup Eve here in Melbourne. It is the undefeated Melbourne United, 9-0, taking on the Sydney Kings.
4 really big games. a coin toss for tonight. I think it could go either way. And then tomorrow, the Perth Wildcats have been in Melbourne since that win in Tasmania. David Duke Jr. is going to suit up. JLA been in some great form. Phoenix are just humming along under the radar. I think they like it that way. And then how do the Hawks respond down in Adelaide? Cup Eve to round it all out. And then we'll have a little quick 24-hour breather and get straight back into it for Ignite Cup.
There you go. Phoenix-Perth game, 2nd against 4th on the ladder as it stands right now. As it starts to take shape. I mentioned Taipans reached the 1/3 mark of the season with this game. Barker shares it. Andrews puts it on the deck. Magnay trying to foul. Majuk Deng will oblige with 10.5 to play and send Andrews back to the free throw line, where he's 4 of 6 so far in the game.
This is just what we see from the NBL, right? Just when you think a result is a given with how the team's performing, if you don't show up, you're going to get beat. Yes, Taipans have had some horrific performances the last few weeks. And they go into the Silverdome.
Tough one for Scott Roth as well. So it's going to be back-to-back losses for the first time this season for the JackJumpers. Had a horrendous schedule to start the season. 6 of their first 8 on the road. Their first 3 games were against the top 3 teams from last season. And they've been done well to get to 5 and 4, but losing to Perth certainly didn't help their cause in the Ignite Cup on Wednesday night. But at 6 to margin, Campbell fires. He's off the front of the rim. Repositioned here, and a great rejection there from McVeigh. Defensive play on Nick Marshall.
What a win in Jack McVeigh's return to Tasmania. He said he wants to silence the crowd, and he's done it. Big effort from the Taipans.
Something for them to work on in terms of rebuilding the season. From the bottom of the ladder, they'll climb off the bottom with this win. Their 3rd victory of the season. The Cairns Taipans, they go to the Silverdome in Launceston and they come away with the victory over the Tassie JackJumpers. In the final analysis, it was by 6 points. It's Cairns 75, Tasmania 69.
Yeah, super impressive. All the credit to the Taipans. Undermanned once again. Nobody gave them a chance, but they came out with clearly had intent to move the ball, and our full locker player of the game. Who else? Jack McVeigh. His return down to the Apple Isle. 23, 6 and 2. Unbelievable performance led from him. Schofield was terrific. Andrew Andrews was terrific.
They're forced to work all the way to the finish line, but the Cairns Taipans get there. We'll be back to wrap it up in just a moment from the Silverdome in Launceston.